Hey everyone, Hallie Tally here again, owner of Knights Bites. Welcome to day 3 of my 7-day cybersecurity bootcamp. And today we're talking about what an attack vector is and why you should even care. Now, I know an attack vector is a super nerdy tech term, but it does relate to what we talked about yesterday. If you recall, I was discussing why you need to get a cybersecurity assessment. One of the primary reasons was to make sure that you understand all the areas that you're not being protected in or identify security gaps. The reason you want to do that is because that's exactly what an attack vector is. Understanding how hackers can get into your business will help you create a strategy on protecting your business. Here are the 4 main ways that we see hackers currently today attacking businesses. Number 1, phishing emails. It's been around for a long time and it's going to be around a long time in the future because they simply just work. Gone are the days where hackers are pretending to be a bank trying to get your username or password or account information. Now hackers are creating highly socially engineered emails specific to a user or to a company, trying to pretend that they are somebody that you know and trust in the hopes that you will create communication with them and that they'll lure you in and are able to get information from you, or you'll click on a link or download a malicious attachment. If you want to protect against phishing email, look towards spam filtering, encryption, strong passwords, and even end-user security training. Number 2, unpatched software. We all have software on our computers. We all have Windows. Most of us are running some sort of office applications like Microsoft Word, Outlook, etc. We have Adobe, we have Java. Some people may even have QuickBooks. All of those software vendors issue security patches on a semi-regular basis. We see frequently that small businesses aren't up to date in their patches. Most of the time, that's just simply because they have no way of centrally managing that. By partnering with an IT person or an IT team, they should be able to centrally manage and push those patches out on a very routine basis to make sure that they are up to date. Number 3, I'm going to call this watering hole. Now, this is kind of something that most people probably haven't heard of called that, but you're familiar with it. A watering hole is simply where a hacker gets a hold of a website that is a legitimate website. It may even be your website, but it injects malicious code into it. So an unsuspecting person navigates to your website. This code is then essentially distributed to that person, and they then have malware or virus or something on their computer. And the user doesn't even have to click on anything for that to happen. Here's a couple ways that you can prevent watering holes from affecting your network. 1, get a firewall. Make sure it's business grade. Or 2, sometimes even with advanced endpoint protection, they will scan websites to make sure they're legitimate. And another way is if you're worried about your website, make sure that you're working with a website host provider that has routine scanning software to scan for that type of injection code on your website. Number 4, unprotected network devices. And this is very common because a lot of business owners, like we talked about yesterday, are adding on elements to their IT that they really don't consider IT. Smart TVs is a prime example. They'll connect them to the wireless network without even really thinking or considering that that is a way a hacker can get into their network. We've seen this in the past. In fact, you may remember a couple years ago that there was a day where Netflix and Twitter and Amazon, there were a bunch of websites that were down, and it was simply because hackers were able to get into what we're calling Internet of Things, smart TVs, security systems, etc., and able to hack in through there and gain access to networks. One of the ways that you can protect against that is by making sure that when you're adding those elements, you're talking to your IT team and you're connecting them to a secure network, or if it's something that you don't want connected to your secure network, that it's separate from everything else. One of the things that you should do when you start to talk about understanding your attack vectors is sit down with your IT team and go over with them your cybersecurity assessment and talk about the number of different ways hackers can get into your business. Understanding this is really, like I said earlier, key to creating a strategy on how to protect your business from hackers. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them to me at ask@knightsofbites.com. That's Knights with a K and Bites with a Y. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow.